Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. A big thank you for joining me on another episode of Bello Calcio, where we are out in Japan managing Shonan Bellmare in the Japanese J-League. So in yesterday's episode, you'd have seen us kicking off our Champions League campaign with a 2-1 victory against Hanoi FC. Since then, it's been a little bit crazy. So every single game that we have played has been a Champions League game, and we are at the stage now where we are at the final Champions League game. So let's show you what you've missed since you've been away, and trust me, there's some craziness that's been going on here. So since that 2-1 victory, where we seem to take it quite easy, we beat Kitchee SC, today's opponent, 6-2. Goals from Miyuki, Ohashi, Nago, Aikida, Oiwa and Ono. So 6 different goal scorers there, getting us off to 2 wins from 2 in the group stages. We then played against Johor Darul Tazim. We won that game 9-1 with goals for pretty much everybody. So Nago, Wellington, Machida, Hatta, Wellington, Machida, Wellington. So Wellington getting 5 of the goals and 4 other goals to spread around there. So 9-1. That became our biggest ever victory. Also became our biggest victory in the Asian Champions League. So a pretty decent result there. Don't know why I clicked on Yokohama. We then followed that up with an 8-1 destruction of Hanoi at home, where again we were scoring goals for fun. Goals from Akida, Barada, Ono, Tachi, Akida, Machida, and Machida. So a hat-trick there for Machida, 2 for Akida, and some other goals getting spread around. And that pretty much guaranteed that we had already qualified. So toned it down a little bit, as you do. Only got a 1-1 draw against Johor, and the goal coming from Akida after 83 minutes in a game where we dominated and they scored with their only shot on target. So that brings us on nicely to today's episode, where we are going to be playing against Kitchee SC. Just to show you the group, we are top of the group, played 5, won 4, drawn 1, goal difference of 20 and point 13. So that means that Johor can catch us if we lose to Kitchee SC. But the fact that they are bottom of the group with no points and a -12 goal difference pretty much tells us that we shouldn't be losing to Kitchee SC. One other little bit of news to bring you just before we jump into today's game, and it surrounds Wellington. So as you can see here, he has requested a transfer away from the club and has been promised that he can leave the club. So Wellington came to us with the concern that he was no longer happy in Japan, wanted to take his family back home to Brazil, and I thought that kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because if we can get him off the wage books earlier than the end of the season, it means we are making that £8,750 back into our transfer kitty, and if not, we're getting the player until the end of the season and then losing the wage budget, or losing the wages and getting the money back in the wage budget is what I should have said. So it's not that bad of a situation. It is kind of a little bit win-win. There is a player I have got lined up. If we can offload him sooner, we put him out for sale. Nobody really wanted him, so we have asked him to go and source his own move, and he has actually agreed to that. So fingers crossed that could be a step closer. But that's you all filled up on everything that's been happening. Let's jump in to the last group stage Champions League Group F game against Kitchee SC. Okay then, so we are going to be fielding the following 11 to go out and round off the Champions League group. We've got Graka in goal, Takahashi, Oiwa, Aboa Bona, Okamoto as the back 4. We've got Tachi, Shibata and Barada as the midfield 3. Ohashi, Nago and Machida are going to be the forward line. Hopefully we're going to start scoring a few more goals than we did in the last game, where we drew 1-1. I wouldn't mind a 4 or 5-0 victory here, just to round the group stages off in good fashion. But you can't get everything you want, so let's see what we do get as we play Kitchee SC. So then the team lineups are coming up on the screen. You can see that they are set up in quite a defensive formation there. The old-fashioned 5-3-2 going on, and we are setting up as always in our 4-3-3. I suppose it is pretty much a 4-3-3, isn't it? It's more like a 4-1-2-3, but it all works. 4-3-3 is good by me. Whatever it is, it's been winning games, and we are still unbeaten at this stage in the season, which is absolutely fantastic. Did have a little peek in at the board happiness, and we are getting an A+ at this stage in the season. And really, Can't see why we wouldn't be getting an A plus because we have done nothing wrong. We haven't lost a game, only drawn a few, and the only thing that they were going to shout at us about was the fact that we haven't been signing under 23s for the first team. So we have been signing those players to develop and move on, and they all count towards the club vision. So even that's been turned around now, and we are well within reaching distance of achieving what the board want early on in the save. And talking of achieving what we want, Ohashi is into the box. He crosses it into Shibata. Takes all the time in the world to turn, bends the ball inside the far post to give us a 1-0 lead after 9 minutes. And this is a brilliant finish, really. I don't know why the defenders are standing off him so much. It's just a case of like, yeah, you do what you want. Ohashi's broken us down anyway. As he turns back, plays to feet. Shibata just stands there, doesn't really do much, turns around, side foots it into the far corner, and that's a brilliant goal to give us a 1-0 lead. So, this Champions League group has actually been a lot easier than I thought it would be. Looking at teams like Hanoi FC, I have some experience with them from Buriram United last season, where we played them in various Champions League stages. As we have a cross in, and Barada forces a great save from the keeper. Takahashi's kept it in. He swings it in, and that is going to be cleared away as far as Ohashi. He crosses it all the way back out to Takahashi. Let's see what he can do with it. Plays to Shibata, crosses it in, and Machida heads it off the top of the crossbar and goes out for a goal kick. So yeah, looking at the other two teams though, Johor and Kitchee SC. Kitchee SC I know I think they're a Chinese team, and Johor, I'm not 100% sure where they're from, but we have inflicted some punishment on both or the other three teams in the group, and both of the ones that we scored 9 and 8 against were relatively easy. I did anticipate it being a little bit of a tighter group, but we can only do what we can do. We can only beat what's in front of us, and that is certainly what we've been doing. But Kitchee FC here are building themselves up something nice until we steal the ball in the middle of the park. Shibata's got it, turns it to Nago. Machida tries to find Ohashi in behind, but his run isn't there. And Kitchee FC are going to try and build themselves up something again. And again, Barada takes the ball this time. Nago, ball over the top to Ohashi. He's got all the time in the world, picks his spot, goalkeeper's side on for some reason. And Yuki Ohashi doubles our lead to give us a 2-0 lead in the 27th minute of the game. And this is pretty much going to plan. Great interception, ball over the top, Hashi running in. Why does the goalkeeper go side on? Not too sure what the goalkeeper is doing there, but we'll take that anyway. And we are up and running with a 2-goal lead now in this game. So you can see that this must have been exactly what was happening last time, because we are overrunning them everywhere. We've had 18 shots and 8 on target, only scored the 2 goals, but they really can't live with us at all. And the ball is spread out wide. They're going to try and build an attack though. Fair play to them for not just lying down and dying. Like, they've had one shot and wasn't on target, but they are building towards our goal. This is the furthest forward I think I've seen them. They spread the ball out wide. They've got a bit of a gap in behind. They're going to get into the box for the first time on film. And as the tackle goes in there from Tachi, I wasn't 100% sure he wasn't going to give a penalty there. It was a little bit of a dodgy one. Not really sure why he's done what he's done. And the ball comes all the way into Limon Hun, and he's put it over the bar, luckily for us. So our lead is still intact with the clean sheet. So then a throw-in for us as Shibata gets the ball. Tachi with the cross. There's Machida with the header. He's headed it to the back post, and it has gone wide. I thought for a second, looking down, that he just nodded it into the far corner. But no, he has actually headed it wide. So nothing to do at half-time. We're just going to roll straight on through this game. Hopefully, in fact, Machida probably needs coming off. Barada needs coming off. So yeah, no point risking any of those kinds of players. So Machida can come off for Ishihara, and Miyuki can come on for Barada. No point running the players into the ground when we are basically, well, we're through, we're qualified anyway, we're 2-0 up in this game. There's no point keep just running them into the ground when we've got league games coming up that are probably more important, especially with us having games in hand over some of the other teams. So yeah, we'll get them substitutions done and see what happens. There is only, what's that, 34 minutes left on the clock. So we're 9 minutes into the second half, 11 minutes into the second half. should I say. And Kitchee SC actually here are having a session of keep ball. They're playing it around quite nicely. Worked it out to the far right-hand side. See what they can do from here. Swing it all the way back to the edge of the box. And they're going to set themselves up with a shooting chance. I think he might have took a deflection on the way through. Ends up going wide off the goal. But it's signs of life from Kitchee SC. And they certainly weren't there in the first half because we ran riot. You can see, still looking at the stats, we've had 26 shots, 11 of which have been on target. How have we not scored there? What a save that is from the goalkeeper. And Oiwa has the header, I think, blocked on the line. And then it's lumped all the way out to Takahashi. And he doesn't do anything with it, really. But we are moving up the left-hand side of the pitch. And Takahashi has the ball now. Can he beat his man? Let's have a look. Crosses it into the back post. There's Ishihara. Header goes over the bar, and the goalkeeper just watches it go out of play. So we are playing some decent football here. 28 shots, 12 of which on target. 2.87 goal difference. XG, sorry, not goal difference. 2.87 goal XG. I'm going to put my teeth back in. 2.87 XG says that we probably should have scored more goals looking at the chances that we've created, but realistically, we're through anyway, like I keep saying. So just getting this one over the line. Although Kitchee SC have worked themselves a chance, and their centre forward blasts it into the fans behind the goal, and it looks like goal is going to get away without being breached, as they have only had one shot on target, and they are wasting chances like that. So 2 minutes were already done, 2 minutes have been played, we've got through them, and we have rounded out the group phase of the Champions League with no losses, and we have another 2-0 victory to add to the collection. So very good performance there. Nothing really to add. It was so routine. We're just going to go straight on through to the home screen. Let's have a little look at where we can come back. I just noticed there we have a cup game to come back to. So who do we have next in the cup? So we have Consadole Sapporo in the cup next, and then we are on to Gamba Osaka. So what I'm probably going to do here is just jump the cup game, go straight to Gamba Osaka and get back into some league action. So that is pretty much going to wrap this one up. I was impressed with the way that we put Kitchee SC to bed. No 9-1s or 8-1s in that game, but the 2 goals that we took them well. And I think this is setting up nicely to have a great second half of the season. So if you're still here, still enjoying the content, still watching and liking, please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Helps the channel out so much, and I appreciate every single person that does that. But for this one, I'm going to wrap it there. Come back and join me tomorrow when we play Gamba Osaka.